Chosen one, I need to tell you a secret about the video you are watching right now. This exact message, this specific divine download, was dispatched into the spiritual realm for you months ago. But it didn't reach you. It was intercepted. It was blocked. Not once, not twice, but 3 separate times. I want you to think about the last few months of your life. Have you felt a strange, frustrating, and unexplainable delay? Have you felt like you were doing everything right, praying, healing, working hard, cutting off toxic people, but your breakthrough was just hovering right above your head, unable to land? Have you felt this bizarre spiritual resistance, almost like walking through thick mud, where every single step forward required an exhausting amount of energy? You were not imagining that resistance. You were experiencing a literal blockade in the unseen realm. The enemy knew what was inside this message. They knew that the moment this specific truth locked into your spirit, your frequency would shift so violently that you would become permanently untouchable. So, they built a spiritual firewall to stop it from reaching you. But today, that firewall has been completely shattered. The creator of the universe looked at the timeline, saw the intense warfare you have been enduring, and gave the ultimate command. Let them see it now. They are finally ready. I need you to remove all distractions. Do not click off this video. The universe has mathematically aligned your algorithm to intercept you at this exact second, because your waiting period is officially over. Today, we are going to decode the Triple Interception. We are going to expose exactly why the enemy tried to block this word 3 times, what God was doing behind the scenes while you were waiting, and the massive, life-altering revelation that you are now spiritually mature enough to handle. Let's talk about the 3 blocks. Why did this delay happen? The first time this message was sent to you, the enemy blocked it by using the weapon of exhaustion. Think back to how you felt a few months ago. You were so emotionally, mentally, and spiritually drained that your nervous system was in pure survival mode. If God had handed you your massive blessing back then, you wouldn't have had the energy to steward it. You would have looked at the blessing and seen it as another burden, another thing you had to manage. The enemy tried to keep you in a state of perpetual fatigue so that you would miss your window. But God allowed the delay so you could rest, recalibrate, and get your strength back. You had to learn how to breathe again before you could run. The second time this message was dispatched, the enemy tried to block it by using the weapon of attachment. At that time, you were still holding on to people, habits, or environments that were secretly draining your life force. You were still trying to rescue people who were perfectly comfortable drowning. You were sitting at tables where your spirit was starving. If this massive elevation had arrived during that season, you would have tried to bring those toxic attachments with you into your promised land. You would have taken your royal, divine inheritance and handed it over to spiritual squatters. God had to hold this message back. He had to delay the blessing until the room was completely cleared. He allowed the masks to fall off. He allowed the betrayals to happen, so you would finally let go of the people who were assigned to anchor you to the bottom. The third time this message was sent, you were right at the threshold. You had the energy. You had cut off the toxic people. You were ready. And because the enemy knew they couldn't stop you internally, they attacked you externally. This was the season of bizarre, random chaos. Appliances breaking, sudden financial hurdles, unexpected arguments, completely irrational misunderstandings. They threw a smoke bomb of confusion into your life right before the finish line, hoping you would look at the chaos, throw your hands up, and say, "I give up. This is too hard." But you didn't quit. You stood in the middle of the smoke. You kept your mouth shut. You protected your peace. And you kept walking forward in the dark. And that was the final test. That was the moment the Creator looked at your resilient, unshakable spirit and said, "They have passed the test of the wilderness. Let them see the message now. They are ready." So, what is the message? What is the profound truth that you had to go through all of that hell to be able to receive? Here is the divine revelation. The architecture of your life has officially been flipped. Up until this exact moment, you have lived your life as a warrior. You have had to fight for everything you have. You fought for your sanity. You fought for your peace. You fought for basic respect. You have survived so much trauma that your brain has been wired to constantly anticipate the next battle. You have become incredibly good at surviving. But God is telling you today that your season as a warrior is permanently closed. You are now entering the season of the magnet. You no longer have to fight. You no longer have to chase, push, convince, or struggle. The spiritual laws governing your life have been upgraded. Because you endured the stripping process, your frequency has become so pure and so high that everything you have been praying for is now going to begin aggressively chasing you. The doors you used to bang on are going to swing open before you even reach the handle. The financial abundance that seemed so far away is going to locate you with terrifying precision. The soul-aligned relationships, the right mentors, and the divine opportunities are currently being magnetized to your exact coordinates. But to operate in this new season, you have to follow two incredibly strict divine directives. Because the hardest thing for a warrior to do is to drop their sword and simply receive. Rule number 1. You must dismantle your self-sabotage mechanism. When you have been in survival mode for years, peace feels suspicious. When things finally start going right, your traumatized mind will try to look for the catch. You will think, "This is too good to be true. When is the other shoe going to drop?" Listen to me. There is no other shoe. The storm is over. Do not let your past trauma convince you that you do not deserve this level of ease. When the massive blessings start rolling in this month, I need you to stand still, open your hands, and accept them without a single ounce of guilt. You paid the price for this harvest in tears, in isolation, and in silent obedience. You have earned every single drop of this joy. Let it be easy. Rule number 2. Keep your next moves completely classified. As the delay breaks and the floodgates open, your life is going to accelerate at a speed that will shock the people around you. You are going to experience the Slingshot Effect. You were pulled back in the dark for a long time, but now you are being released, and you are going to bypass everyone who thought you were stuck. When this happens, people are going to ask questions. They're going to want to know your strategy. They're going to want to know how you did it. Stay silent. Your elevation is not a spectator sport. The enemy could not stop your blessing, so their next strategy will be to try and infiltrate your inner circle to study your success. Protect your joy with a 10-foot iron fence. Celebrate in private. Build in private. Let the results speak for themselves. You do not owe anyone an explanation for the favor on your life. The delay was not a denial, chosen one. The delay was your divine preparation. The spiritual firewall has fallen. The blockades are destroyed. The enemy's interference has been officially, permanently revoked by the Creator. You are standing on the absolute edge of the most beautiful, abundant, and peaceful chapter of your entire existence. If you can feel the physical weight of this delay lifting off your chest right now, if you can feel the absolute warmth of the divine wrapping around your spirit and confirming every single word of this message, then your soul is officially activating this new timeline. I want you to anchor this massive transition today. Hit the subscribe button and join the most elite, highly favored, and divinely protected family of cycle breakers on the internet. We do not chase, we attract. Go down to the comments right now, unclench your hands, take a deep, sovereign breath, and type this exact declaration into the universe. The delay is over. My season of fighting is done, and I am ready to receive. Welcome to the season of the magnet, chosen one. Your harvest is here. I will see you in the next one.